Ah, okay. So I'm having another OBS is in safe mode to stream, so I can't multi-stream. Uh, uh, like, God, the multi-RTMP it just is plugin not found. You love to see it. I need to run some updates on all of this. Okay. Are you joining the chat once, Botrix, or are you joining it twice? Gotcha. It doesn't even say. Okay, well, it's saying that Botrix has joined it multiple times again. So that's fun. It's not making the announcement on my Discord server. Alright, have fun watching the Melody. Sorry, I am so tired and running some bug fixes on OBS at the moment. Because I have to run it in safe mode right now. Yay. I'm gonna need to full uninstall and reinstall it, aren't I? That's gonna take forever. That'll be a later today thing, I think. Yes. Yeah, no, the robot that puts my chat on the screen has been putting everything on there twice, and I don't know why. I'm doing my best. I need you to believe that I am doing my best. Okay, my audio system just crashed again. Don't you love to see it, guys? Don't you love it when my entire audio system crashes again? Don't you love it when I can't hear anything coming from my own computer? Okay, thank God the speaker works again. I I need to reboot my everything, I think. No, I am running OBS in safe mode because the thing that I use to stream it on both is a plugin on OBS. So I'm gonna start sobbing. All right, I am going to shut down the shit and we're gonna reboot it one more time. God damn it. Oh. I'm also getting rid of wind capture audio, I guess, because it's not even working right. Yeah, I'd love to restart OBS Studio right now. This seems like a great time to restart OBS Studio. Is this gonna work? Is it working? Have I reconnected to my own live stream? Can anybody hear me? Oh, I'm going insane. I'm going insane. Yay! Nice to see you on multiple platforms, Digi. Uh, okay. This is fine. So I'm going to do... That's not what I meant to do at all. Okay. That... It's not supposed to be playing my fucking Spotify right now. It's supposed to be not doing that. But whatever. I guess I don't get to... I'm gonna just keel over. I am gonna, like, bite through my tongue. Ooh. No, I haven't taken my meds yet. I'm working on it. I'm also working on a VTuber thing. I'm working on so many things. I've made very little progress on immigration, by the way. I'm going to blow another hole in the ozone layer. I'm gonna make a new one because we fixed the old one. I'm going to independently create a new hole in the ozone layer. Okay. It's not even... I can't get it to stop playing my Spotify right now. So you're just hearing this. Capture specific app. Peak. Why are you still also trying to capture my Spotify? What? Huh? Is that audible on all channels? What do you mean? It should only be peak on this channel. I don't know how it's doing anything else. Okay. Are you asking for permission to leave a live stream? Melody, I need you to know that you are like a person. You're like your own person, and you can do things independently. Why are you asking me? I feel like I do this every time. What? Oh my god. Okay. I think I've figured it out. I've got it mostly. Ugh. Okay. Before I start the live stream proper, I need to take my meds in the segment I do every morning. Yep, that's the right meds. I went to CVS yesterday. Finally. So I'm no longer out of one of my anti-anxiety meds. Oh my god. Okay. Hi everybody. Welcome back to the Daily Peak. It's my fucking daily live stream where I run that day's peak, that day's randomly generated peak. I'm going to finish filling my fucking daily meds thing. Because I need to take my meds. If you guys have meds to take, I would recommend you do that soonish. Yeah, that fucking sucks, Digi. Okay. Lovely. Today's Wednesday. I know what day it is, I swear. And I'm going to be taking my meds with a Lost and Found Blue Rush energy drink. Sorry, I cracked it and it kind of fizzed out of the thing. I fizzed out of the thing and now my fingers are wet with energy drink. It didn't even spill on the desk or anything. I'm just mildly upset. There, meds, done. I'm in hell, you guys. Oh my god. Wow. Cool. Time to drown. I have been going through it for a hot minute. I've been going through it for a solid 22 years. 23? I don't remember how old I am. Oh, okay. I am fine. I am doing 100% good. And if I say it hard enough, I will eventually start believing it, and it will become true. Deep breath. Despite the fact that it's actually 50-50 as to whether or not I can breathe, period, sometimes, which, you know. Yeah. Digi? I would love that. You would have to kidnap me, though, because I have too much to do. I need a time dilation chamber. I don't even need an internet connection for it. It'd be fine. Oh, this outfit? I don't play modded. This is the... Hold on. This is the one for... disaster response. It's the climbing gear. It is also my favorite outfit, because it is, like, OSHA compliant. scheduling the kidnapping. Thanks. Did you gonna hike to Michigan? Assuming I don't go overseas first. Well, I guess that's what pirates for in this plan. Maybe. I don't know. Does it count? Does that count as residence? Does being a victim of a crime count as being a resident? How have you never seen that? I think it's on like the second page of the passport. Lovely. Alright, I am low on burnable bonus. I could conceivably use my milk to get a little extra distance. Because cooked, I'm pretty sure it will give you a little bonus stamina. But I'd prefer not to, because it's alternate effect. They're very good as well. You know, the side benefit, which is becoming invincible for a little while. Yeah, thanks, Digi. I've been trying not to like, work myself too hard. Well, fuck you, Melody. Jeez. Go faster. I'm playing on a Sun 7. I'm gonna take my time. Lovely. Okay. What? Ah, I was pretty sure I was gonna be able to, jam myself into that crack. No. Alright, I'm gonna keep exploring to the side then. Ow. Yeah, I don't need your reminder that the fog is coming for me. I know. It takes like 20 minutes. Believe me, I am well aware of the fog. No, you can take a full 2 days on any given biome before the fog actually kills you. So I'm good. Perfect. Okay. I've repositioned myself in my chair. In case anyone was curious why I was making idle noises. Wait. Oh, okay. There we go. Ooh. I love that with the reduced stamina, you do have to pace out, like, every bit of climbing. Like, I have had to stretch so many of these, stamina bars that I am consuming here. I am taking it to the dregs of the stamina bar. Just so I can get max distance on that, lunge. Fuck. Okay. Whee. I am starting to calm down from being very angry at my computer for so long. Yeah, this isn't even close to the stuff I need to do today, because I'm running a Fate campaign later. Like, I'm running the first session of a Fate campaign. We did character creation last week. You have a separate dedicated peak channel, but you're currently on your alt. Alright. Yeah, I'm running a Fate campaign later. It is Magical Girl themed. I am new enough to the Fate system that I am worried about my knowledge of what I'm doing. But as long as I sound confident in whatever rulings I make, it should be fine. Fate is a very, very loosey-goosey system when it comes to, like, specific rules or anything, so... You know. Nice. Hell yeah. Decent name. Like Peak Shroom. The solid one. Yeah, basically fake it till you make it. I needed to, like, Google how to make NPC stat blocks, because it was really unclear. Or at least from what I was gathering in the book, it was really unclear. But yeah, I'm setting it in the, like, faithful strands, so it's all just, like... It's using my, my, like, hipfire ready, setting, thankfully. So I have, the Dungeon Masters to act as, default, enemy. They've already got their whole thing. For some context. I'm sure that's fine. The rainbow is how you know the meds are working. Yeah. Wait, hold on. I'm getting a loading screen, like, in my IRL eyes. I think I forgot to take my vitamins. I should do that. It means you are experiencing profound joy. Exactly. Uh-huh. Nah, Digi was speaking with a tone of, like, concerning ignorance, I guess? Where it's just like, shh, that's how you know it's working! It's fine! At least that's how I read it. Okay. I've taken my vitamins. Good that I remembered that. Oh, fucking course. Alright. I love seeing all of these, the many debuffs on my stamina bar. Jeez. Doing great work here. Hold on. I could have sworn I saw a purple one. It's so weird. God's sickliest soldier. Hell yeah. I might. More than likely I'm going to be working on Fate game, which I started talking about and then forgot to. You know, I'm using the Dungeon Masters as the, like, default enemy, because I have a strong knowledge of their personalities and, motivations. For those without the context, the dungeon masters are the like interdimensional the mages, spirits, divinities, something that they originate from a world wherein everything is dungeons all the time, basically. And they are the folk who make the dungeons. Using powerful and vague magic. What do you mean, how'd I get up so fast? This is my normal pace. I don't know what you're... Yeah. The Dungeon Masters originate from a world where everything is dungeons, basically. They make the dungeons, and their notable situation is, they have a strong interest in collecting heroes from other worlds, via making deals with them, basically. So they are like standard-ish deal-maker entities. And the reason they like doing this is because they like making the most powerful creatures in the world fight each other. So their whole thing is, yes, I would like to recruit you into the fold so I can bring you into one of my dungeons and make you fight some guy, basically. Yeah, no. Their whole thing is just, I make dungeons as a hobby. And he would make a very good dungeon monster. So they've turned up in a new world in this, like, Magical Grails campaign. And they are grappling with the existential threat that, you know, like, the worst thing that could happen to them in a world, the existential threat that challenges their very existence. Things are actually going pretty okay in this world. Like, things are going fine, and there's no need for heroes, so no one's really, like, figuring out how to get ludicrous amounts of power or anything. Just like, no, everything's basically fine. So they are in the grim situation of needing to manufacture conflicts instead of just being on the outside of them all smugly. It's like, god damn it. How do we force this world to produce heroes? And their basic solution is, okay, well, we do what we always do, we make some monsters and we just kinda set them loose. It's like, inevitably, someone that's like a hero type is gonna show up. And then they will, fix the problem. Yeah, basically. Someone will turn up and fix the problem. They will pretend like they weren't involved and be like, oh, noble hero, would you like to join my whole thing? But first, they need to train up whatever heroes this world produces. Because again, this world has not naturally created the conditions for any heroes to appear. So they're in the double position of needing to be like the antagonists of this situation, because there needs to be an antagonist for a hero to rise up against, but they also need to be subtle enough about it that the heroes will make deals with them in order to, for them to collect you. Because you need to, like, agree to this of your own free will. Otherwise, something dimensional boundaries. So it's like, okay, we just need to sit in the background and do enough evil to make heroes turn up. And without the heroes ever noticing that we're doing it. Yeah, if you can't get store-bought, homemade is fine. That is the arc of the Dungeon Masters in this Fate campaign. Fuck. At least I can dodge damage pretty well. Like, if nothing else, I'm doing a good job at that. I'm just gonna eat this entire box of Scout cookies. I hate this. Just no, you're not allowed to make progress, actually. I just gotta sit here and wait for the rain to go away. Burning up my whole lantern. Okay. Also, for those of you who didn't notice in the couple seconds I spent choosing options at the airport, this is an Ascent 7 run. So just be well aware of that when you are gauging my performance. Yeah, in the specific setting I'm using for this Fate campaign, which I call, god damn it, New Prospects USA. It's an alternate Earth situation. There is an imperial cult of George Washington, among other things. But it is sort of a more utopian version Yeah, no, that's one of those little things that I feel like a lot of people don't realize. Um, if you have the milk, especially if you have cooked the milk, um, you can get rid of a decent chunk of your cold because it makes it so it can't apply new damage. And the cold starts going away if it can't apply new damage for a certain amount of time. That's the basic. Yeah, no. The setting, New Prospects USA, more utopian version of the Americas, which is rewritten from basically the start of the revolution, like basically just rewrites the last 200 years of history. Like it's just the Americas, but enough has happened in the Americas um that it the effects stretch out quite a bit if you just kind of like turn down the imperialism on the American Empire. It's a weirdly wide-reaching thing, as I have realized in my research. Um, so yeah, the setting is fairly different, but the way that magic works is that it is based on there is like a spirit world where thoughts become manifest as like creatures, basically. Uh, and like the personified elements that you project onto an object are capable of forming into a little spirit that is attached to that, or like intense thoughts that are had can give birth to these spirits. They're essentially just concentrations of mental energy, and they can be invoked in order to create effects in the physical world. The general rule is that spirits are attempting to propagate themselves as much as possible, um, or to protect whatever it is that originated them. And spirits can be manipulated pretty easily. Most deities that have like ever existed in any religion, basically, um, in this system are real in some sense because the collective mental energy like physically went towards shaping a guy. Now, is that guy all powerful, all benevolent? No. It's very heavily based in, the thoughts people have about them, uh, which can result in some heavy conflicts within the personas of these spirits. But yeah, like notably, the way I have written it is that Christianity has like 8 different gods, which have at times usurped each other, and have like vastly different personalities. Like the, all-loving God is an entirely different entity from the Old Testament God that turned people into pillars of salt. They're just different, but you will worship them as the same thing, effectively. And the different aspects of this one idea got personified into different spirits. So there is, like, the wrathful divinity and the all-protecting and the all-good or whatever. And they are all trying to exert their wills on the world, kind of at the same time, often conflicting in each other's plans. I think it's a very fun situation. Where it's like, no, there is like an all-loving but not all-powerful God who is coming into conflict with all of the other versions of God people have created in their heads. And there are similar deals going on with other religions as well. Obviously, the like nature of the world being made up largely of spirits fits more into animist beliefs. Um, and like practices like I think Shinto, is that the one that I'm thinking of? Anyway, it fits into that really well, and that is part of the reason why I rewrote U.S. imperialism, because I wanted the Shinto, hell yeah. Cannot believe I got that right. I haven't done nearly enough research. But yeah, it's a system that is more compatible with animist beliefs that already exist, but it works with everything. And one of the major reasons I rewrote all of US imperialism is because I wanted there to be a Western animist belief. And that manifests in the form of, like, Native American belief, because they have, you know, spirits and shit. I need to research the specifics, admittedly, but I'm still writing the setting guide. But, like, yeah. This also means that most of Europe becomes an odd one out for having a single god, as opposed to... yeah. Fuck. I was so close there. Okay. That was a doable jump. Yeah. These spirits can be called upon by practitioners of any religion, basically. It's more compatible with like religious methods of summoning, but it also works with some arcane or occult methods. It just gels the best with but yeah, every individual spirit will have its own preferred way of being called, obviously. And the general assumptions you can make changes based on region. Yeah. It's one of those, like, Catholicism gets some more specific, like, credence or whatever, because they do the whole saints thing, and you can invoke, like, the different saints to have whatever, and that would be a more effective system for getting what you want, is praying to a specific saint rather than the very confused mass images of a god. Yeah. The spirit world is not necessarily common knowledge in this setting, but it is something that you can come to discover fairly easily. It's one of those, like, interacting with spirits is the same level of rarity as, like, interacting with a moose in the modern day. but with an extra layer of, like, religiosity around it, as opposed to the normal level of religiosity you experience seeing a moose. Where it's like, you have probably heard about spirits. You don't necessarily know if everything you've heard about them is true. You know people who have seen them personally, but you probably haven't. Oh, objects that stop working when the fairy inside of them hits the end of its life. Yeah. I hit upon concepts like that every so often. Yeah, and one of the important parts of, like, day-to-day life is, kind of negotiating with spirits that you aren't, like, directly interacting with. It's like, yeah, there are some people who can very directly, like, see and interact with spirits. Most people can't. So they're just like, I have to, like, leave a candle out, otherwise the toaster stops working. And that's just, like, commonly accepted knowledge of just, like, yeah, spirits exist, they're a little weird, but you can largely negotiate with them. Like, you will encounter digital spirits that have formed from, various internet things happening. That kind of thing. It is one of those, like, yeah, this seems real enough, I would believe it or whatever, but you're not directly interacting with them typically, and most people don't go into, like, a line of work or anything that is just, I professionally interact with spirits. It's a job that exists, but it's not common. In the same way that you are unlikely to meet a raccoon biologist. It's like, no, raccoon biologists exist. Most people aren't raccoon biologists. Oh my god, guys, we have a digital spirit in our very chat room. Yeah. Magical effects can be achieved by having, like, adequate negotiations with spirits, making deals with powerful enough ones, etc. This does mean that, like, faith healing is a thing that can happen, and, like, is confirmed and scientifically provable in this setting. It's like, no, you can call out to spirits, and it's like, yeah, no, the progress of this disease has, like, changed. It is weakened. It's significantly. And it's like, I can't figure out the direct correlation here, but it did do something. Begging the printer to stop eating the paper. Yes, basically. You can also game it the other direction, by, like, new objects, that don't have a lot of significant attachments to them. You can give them, like, names and, personalities, and as long as the things that happen around them generally line up with that, people will be like, yeah, alright, my printer's name is Neanners, and it acts like a cat. And that will manifest a cat spirit named Neanners that governs your printer. Because, it's a new enough object that it doesn't have a lot of associations, so you can do a lot of influencing if you are doing so, like, intentionally. Because everything's going to develop a spirit in it anyway. I think I want to put a flag down here. I've got two, so... She likes when it prints, because it makes the printer warm, and she likes delay in it. That's adorable! Yeah. And of course, assigning a personality to an object, while it gives you a little bit of control over its temperament, can still be problematic. Because it's like, no, Nyanners will get angry at you if you don't print enough things in a day, because the printer gets cold. That kind of thing. Yeah, you hit with a lot of, like, repair jobs, or, like, you know, construction, is a big one, where it's like, okay, well, before we do any, like, construction here, we need to hire, like, an architect to plan out the site, we need to hire a, consulting shaman, to make sure that the spirits at the site aren't going to see us as a threat and try to, like, break down our machines. And it's one of those things of, like, yeah, like, most people can't see or interact directly with spirits. Gonna start gaslighting the new card tap points on your commute. Yes. Good. Yeah, and there is some level of anyone can achieve a low level of magic by making deals with the everyday spirits they interact with. And it's like, yeah, no, I'm friends with Nyanners the printer. So the printer works better for me. And then there are, like, more advanced practitioners who can do shit like, oh yeah, I can see and interact with most spirits, due to, like, some quirk of my birth or whatever. Because I was born under the right star sign. Oh, that's the fog, ain't it? Damn it. This ain't gonna go well. Okay. I'd love to get right there. Fuck. This isn't going great. In fact, you may even say that this is going pretty badly, actually. How? It is quicker to drink a cure-all than use a bandage or medicine. And it is, in fact, fast enough that you can drink the cure-all in the couple seconds between taking damage and falling unconscious because of that damage you took. So as long as you have the cure-all in your hands, basically, you are able to use it to keep yourself from dying. It is one of several what I like to call second chance items. Fuck. Okay, I've got two flags in this area. One I just put down, which will give me a second shot at the jump I just missed. I'm not getting that second shot. And one higher up that I might be able to survive from. Even though it's definitely in the fog. Yeah. That's not good. Okay. 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 I did my best. Neanners is what I call the office printer in my church, actually. The church that I work at. I put a little cat face on it. And it makes it so people... Yeah. I put a little cat face on it, and I called it Neanners. And I changed its name in the system to Neanners, so it by default is like tells computers, "Hey, I'm Neanners." I forget. I think it's called the Bonjour. But you know, and it's like it makes it very easy to connect to the printer properly. Because instead of asking me, "Hey, can you connect me to the office computer whose name is like BD5L4UL1?" It's like, "Oh, I can just look at this list of printers, and one of them says Neanners on it." And that's the same as the name that we put on the computer, that we put on the printer. It's taped to it. It is little innovations like these that do miles of work in preventing me from having to do too much IT work in the day-to-day. It is just a system of making things more easily comprehensible. But yeah. It's one of those, it's a very, like, animist-focused setting. The magic system is, most people cannot communicate with spirits directly because there is, like, a dimensional difference. Like, they exist on, like, the plane of thought, and you need to do shit to your brain to be able to perceive that properly. For instance, drugs, but also like you can use certain meditative techniques to like connect yourself to it, or be born under a weird star, and you have a natural connection to it, or whatever. And your ability to negotiate with these spirits in order to achieve physical results in the world is how you do magic. Magic is just like looking at a light bulb and asking very politely for it to shatter itself. And sometimes it does, if you're polite enough. Or interfacing with the spirit of electricity, who you know personally, and being like, "Hey, I need the lights in this building to go out. Can you help with that?" And if you roll the right check to persuade this spirit of electricity, the like physical manifestation of the power grid in your local area, it's like, "Yeah, sure, I can switch those off for you." And sometimes they even do it exactly how you expect, by like cutting off power to anything that is a light bulb. And other times they do that by surging the power in the building and shattering all of the light bulbs, because that's easier. So it is an unpredictable situation of asking for favors mostly. The more interesting thing that can happen is spirits with their own like ambitions might want to affect the physical world in ways that make them more powerful. So it's like, yeah, I am the spirit of like fear in this local area, or I am the spirit of fear of bats. Someone was very afraid of bats around here, and now I gain power every time someone is afraid of a bat. So I would like you to release as many bats on the city as possible. And the amount of fear generated from the various people who are scared of bats will empower me, and I will be able to help you in turn. So you will occasionally get weird missions from spirits. Yeah, yeah. You are basically a warlock attempting to appease the local spirit of the fear of bats. And that can be like an equitable situation of, yeah, I'm breeding more bats, and more bats means more instances where people run into a bat and happen to be scared of it. And that's like the passive way of influencing it. Or it's like, hey, I can like give you a little bit of spirit magic and you can bind that to the bat and make it attack people. Because I have hit the level of power where it's like, no, I have direct control over some physical aspects of my domain. I can take over a bat for a little bit, and I can give you that power. Right? This is also a setting where the US did not expand particularly far past the Appalachians. Because the like imperialist attitudes have been turned down. Um, because George Washington tried to start a imperial cult, and instead of crushing the Whiskey Rebellion, the Whiskey Rebellion turned into the Whiskey Revolution, aided by the Native Americans, and allowed the like American people to overthrow a second king within a period of like a decade. Um, that support resulted in a kind of mutual respect where the settlers, yeah, there might still be what there are, and wild bison and shit. Because those imperial attitudes were reduced, because they respected the natives enough to not like violate all of these treaties. Because hey, you helped me. Like I care about your opinions actually. Um, America, like American settlers from Europe, never expanded too far past the Appalachians. Um, and U.S. imperialism got toned down a lot. Granted, horses are kind of native to the Great Plains. Okay, brief aside. There used to be wild horses in America. Then all of the wild horses in America died out. And then European horses were introduced to America and sort of began to fill that same like role. But they are still invasive, technically. Like they're filling a niche that was previously filled by the same animal, but it was adapted slightly differently. So actually, all of the wild horses that exist in America are Spanish. Anyway, uh, because U.S. imperialism was tampered down, a bunch of leftist movements in the Americas were able to come to pass because they weren't being like directly prevented by groups like the CIA, because you can just kind of look through the files that they declassify, and it's like, yeah, no, we've attempted to kill every like left-wing political movement that has ever happened ever in the world. So there is the Americas are just kind of like a hub of progressive attitudes. Meanwhile, you go back over to Europe, and in response to this like wild ideological deviation, you find that these European powers have kind of doubled down on their imperialist attitudes, in like a self-preservation response, because they see these new attitudes coming up overseas, the like integrated societies, as a threat. So I made America less racist, and to compensate, I made Europe more racist. And like in my rewrite, there's, a bunch of US imperialism shit that never happens. Panama is a merchant republic. Fun fact. In this like setting. Where it's like, yeah, the Panama Canal still exists, and it is owned and operated by the local people there, and not just like a client state of America. And they have gotten very wealthy because of it. And there's also the thing of, yeah, Cuba's doing pretty good too. Uh, but like also in this setting, the British are the ones that invented the first nuclear weapons, and then proceeded to nuke Japan. Because in World War II, that happened, and I did not want to like, do a major cultural change, because the bomb dropping was a massive impact on the culture of the region. Uh, so yeah, Japan still gets screwed over, but this time it's the British who bomb them instead of the Americans. Uh, Hawaii is an independent kingdom in this setting. That's a notable one. But yeah, that's like the geopolitical situation in the like the area there. In this setting, and because like America is this hub of progressive thought, there is still like, pushback and stuff. The conservatives still exist, but they're in a very different position as to where they are here in our world. Um, yeah, but like the Americas are a hub of progressive thought, so there's like single payer healthcare and shit here. Um, yeah, no, that's one of the notable ones. Is the British do not relinquish their hold on their colonies, ever. Decolonialization is not like a thing that happens properly. So any situation, if decolonialization wants to happen, the local people have to fight for it violently. Because otherwise the British are not letting up. Probably. The real thing is, I referenced Godzilla at least once before I had fully thought out the setting. So Japan has to get nuked for that reference to make sense. you know? But yeah, that's the setting I'm working on. I think it's really cool, and I do need to keep writing for it because I have a session in 3 hours. But yeah, um, that's the creative writing thing I've been doing recently. That is the steps I have taken to keep myself sane. Because otherwise, listening to the news, even like half as often as I do now, would have driven me into a coma by now. So I'm doing a lot of writing to compensate. Also, canonically true fact in this setting, our timeline is the bad timeline version of their setting. They are not like the good timeline of us. We are their bad timeline, which I think is a very fun. Like, no, no, we live in the bad timeline. Yeah, true. Pyrite. I need to look into it more. Um, but needless to say, they fought harder for it, and the British Empire, they fought harder for it. They were a lot more willing to do a lot worse things. Is the position I'm taking in this setting? So it's like, yeah, no, we don't have a problem with like biological warfaring your asses. We will specifically attempt to do that, you know? But yeah, no, it's not really the British very helpfully and respectfully relinquished their control out of the goodness of their heart. It's yeah. I would get more into it, but I don't know enough about British decolonialization, so I I can't really speak on the specifics, sadly. I need to research the topic. But yeah, I'm having so much fun doing all of this writing. It has kept me from spontaneously combusting. It's messy. I'm not surprised. Hey, Pyrite, I think that's the one thing that you could say that would not surprise me about the history of British decolonialization. That's like the one thing I already knew. Yeah, also in this, there's a little gathering of universes that I call the Faithful Strands because, you know, um, and New Prospects USA is one of them. Our world, as the bad timeline of New Prospects USA, is also technically in this little cluster. Um, and then you have Industria, the urban fantasy occult horror setting, which is Industrial Revolution era. And you have Croya, the world of dungeons, which is where the dungeon masters originate, um, and is a like weirdly very capitalist, like late classical age, I would put it. Wherein the dungeon masters have been creating giant dungeons everywhere, to the point where most of the world economy is based around raiding them because they are technically an indefinite source of resources. So, like, a solid chunk of that world's economy is based around, yeah, we go into the dungeon and we bring stuff out of the dungeon. Nah, makes sense. Also in this, I have like a document. Hold on. Engineers of Croya, New Prospects USA, Industria. Oh, and the Canis Lupus system, a star system that is like on the edge of the known universe, or the colonized universe, um, and is sort of like a backwater where there is non-stop like union conflicts, mostly union versus corporation, but also a notable pirate presence in the area and that kind of thing. Some pretty standard science fantasy shit. But yeah, that's the like bundle of settings that I usually work with. If you have been in a campaign of mine, that campaign has taken place in one of those settings. Rated Industria is getting a big rewrite soon. Anyway, now that I am done talking about my tabletop settings, I want to thank everybody who came out to today's Daily Peak. I really appreciate your viewership, and I will see all of you guys tomorrow. Bye.